Of the elements fluorine, carbon, oxygen, and chlorine, which is the most electronegative? A. Fluorine, B. Chlorine, C. Carbon, D. Oxygen. Anytime we are asked to compare atoms and choose which is the most or least in the group, there is usually some trend governed by the atom's physical properties that we must know in order to answer the question. In this case, it's electronegativity. So we see that we are selecting the most electronegative atom out of fluorine, carbon, oxygen, and chlorine. And we can get all the information we need to determine the electronegative atom by its location in the periodic table. Electronegativity is defined as the ability of an atom to attract electrons. If we think about the physical properties of the atoms as they are arranged in the periodic table and the desire of every atom to achieve a noble gas electronic state, it is easy to see the trend in electronegativity. Keep in mind that we usually remove the noble gases from consideration when we talk about trends. Clearly, atoms on the right side of the periodic table that gain electrons to achieve the noble gas electronic state would attract electrons more than atoms on the left of the periodic table that lose electrons to achieve the noble gas electronic state, making electronegativity increase from left to right in a row of the periodic table. To determine the vertical trend, it helps to think about the fact that it is the positive charge of the nucleus that is attracting the electrons in the first place. We must keep in mind that each move to a lower row in the periodic table means the addition of another shell or layer of electrons that the positive charge of the nucleus will be shielded by the inner shells. So it makes sense that electronegativity increases as we move up a column in the periodic table, as higher elements are less shielded from feeling the positive charge of the nucleus. This makes fluorine the most electronegative atom in the periodic table. Now let's find fluorine, chlorine, carbon, and oxygen in the periodic table. We have already determined that fluorine is the most electronegative atom on the entire periodic table. Therefore, the correct answer is choice A.